Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Business Factor. On this week's episode, we speak to Samuel Tam, the founder of the Human Development Institute, on the Institute's 22 years of existence and his continued passion in helping others become more viable in life.
First course, level 1, is about a different type of knowledge. Our course starts from human development. There are certain things we need to develop the human, what we call human capital. So the first one is about knowledge, how to develop yourself into a viable person. It doesn't matter whether you want to go into business or you want to be a pilot or a pastor, or everyone needs to be viable. So that's the first part. How do we become viable? And then level 2, level 3 to level 7 is about using that knowledge. See, what is missing I believe, in education, the teachers impart knowledge to the students, but what's missing is, well, how do we use this knowledge? And how do we benefit from this knowledge? Because if we acquire knowledge that we cannot use or do not know how to use, well, that knowledge is useless. It doesn't help us. So then I started thinking, well, how can I do this? So I started thinking and invent what I call games to play. But it's just a game. But the real purpose behind these games is how to use the knowledge to benefit, for you to benefit. So level 2, level 3, level 4, all the way up is how to use knowledge. Well, as I say, we've made a lot of mistakes. The journey is very interesting. It gives me a chance to go all over the Pacific and other countries. And the journey is about making mistakes and then learning from mistakes and then try and do something about eliminating the mistakes. And the first mistake I made was, I thought in the old days, back in 94 and 95, we only had one level 1 PV course. And I thought, if I give people the knowledge, they'll be all right. That's my first mistake. It's not true. You can give someone knowledge, but if they don't know how to use it, they will not benefit. When everyone tells me what we do, the PV course is good and all, yeah, it may be good, but it did not work. And that is why after 10 years of PV, I think it's around about 2006, that I started thinking, well, it's not working. I got to do something else. And that's when I realized you cannot teach people how to ride a bicycle in a classroom. You cannot teach people how to swim in a classroom. It's something that cannot be taught. What we are talking about, thinking, how to think, how to make money, how to use this, how to use that. You cannot teach people how to think in a classroom. The only way is you got to design a reality school that forces people. You got no choice. You have to think. And the best type of games to play is the reality games to play is an actual business where you're dealing with real customers. You got to think, well, what does the customer want to buy? What services do they want? You got to think. And I chose business for 2 reasons. One, everyone needs money. It doesn't matter what you do in life. We all need money, to live in this world. And secondly, we need experiential knowledge, which can only be acquired through experience, from doing things, making mistakes, working out what went wrong, and try to eliminate your mistake and try to not to repeat mistakes. Try something else, which is mind development. So what I've done now is I created 7 levels. Only the first one is theoretical. The rest are all practical. Mind development, to develop the mind. If something is not working, what do we do next? And in business, it's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's all about, is it working or not? Are you making money or not? That is what. So something can be wrong today and right tomorrow, and something can be right today. It won't work tomorrow because customers change, seasons change, styles change, and one might like red today, but he wants to wear blue tomorrow. So things are always moving. In business, things are always moving. In life too, things are always moving. What is right 10 years ago is out of date today. So we have to keep on keeping up with the trends. We have to keep on just look at the market, because the market changes all the time. So I find that business is probably the best way to train people how to think, how to use knowledge, how to use resources. So that is what I found. They're the main mistakes that I've made, and now that I've corrected it, now before is theory, it didn't work. Now, no more theory. Practical first. Then we'll talk about the theory later. Just like doing a profit and loss and balance sheet, financials. I can teach people in a classroom how to actually write up your profit and loss and calculate whether it balances or not. I can teach people that. But then in the real business, they don't know how to do it. In theory, with a blackboard, they can do this. But in practice, when you're talking about money and financial indicators and KPIs, or key performance indicators, they don't know how to actually do it in practice. They only know how to do it in theory. So that now my students are very, very good, because practical first, theory later. So that's the main mistake that I made, and I've reversed the whole order of learning. Don't forget, I can't teach people this. You have to learn, and you only learn from experience. Yeah.
You're watching The Business Factor. After the break, we speak to Mr. Tam about a project initiated by HDI at the Bomana prison outside of Port Moresby. Stay tuned.